first guest speaker tonight is none other than Miss Edna Frimpong. But before, let me quickly read her profile. Miss Edna Frimpong is an award-winning entrepreneur, popularly known as the Shoemakergurl, thriving in a male-dominating shoemaking industry. A TEDx speaker, she authored the motivational book, which I guess we'll all get to know about it, The Shoemakergurl. Miss Edna is currently the PR of HuB, a popular classic fashion brand in West Africa. Having a BA in communications with a focus on public relations, she has made notable impact as a voice for females in the climate change and entrepreneurial space. If she is not making shoes or called on stage for an award, she loves to share her experiences to help build the young generations and unleash potentials through mentorship and coaching. With a wealth of experience in entrepreneurship, she's here to share her insights with us. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Miss Edna Frimpong on our virtual podium. Miss Edna.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for the introduction. And first of all, let me thank the team for the opportunity and for inviting me to share my knowledge with everyone. And again, let me thank the dignitaries here for their time with us. Thank you so much once again. Of the theme for this year, cultivating change makers. And I believe that one way or the other, we are all change makers in our various fields. And I'm grateful that I'm also a change maker in one way or the other, in my own small way. And I'm grateful for that opportunity. Now, how did I get here? Where am I going? And what's this buzz about the Shoemakergurl? And I'm grateful that most of us here are youth. And so I could speak heart to heart. For someone will be asking, Shoemakergurl, where did you get this whole idea from? Is it a brand strategy or whatever? Yeah. So first of all, my dad is a professional shoemaker. So, well, you'll be surprised. Okay, so the dad is into shoemaking. So that's where she got the whole idea from. Yes, my dad is a professional shoemaker. And I was fortunate to live with him and to learn the skill. So I had the opportunity to learn from him when I was a young age. Now, someone will ask, why a lady venturing into a field like that? Because I knew already that that industry was quite male-dominated. But I remember when I was going to secondary school, and when you know where you're coming from, your background, you know how do you plan your life? So I knew where I was coming from. And sometimes I know I'm going to school and I might not get here and teach transportation back home. And luckily, every decision I'm taking, I consider where I'm coming from. So even the school I picked, I make sure I pick school that is very close. The TNT will not be that expensive. And so Ebri is not that far. So I remember I went to the one shop and bought a hammer. My dad never knew about this. And I bought a glue and some few shoemaking stuff. And I took it to school. So during break time or there's no lecturer in the class, I'll make sure I move from desk to desk. And I'll tell my colleagues, oh, if your sandals is torn, you can bring it to me. And I'm going to make sure I work on it for you. Like joke, they'll be laughing, but then they'll bring it. So on weekends, when everybody has gone out for whatever meetings, engagements, I make sure I sit at my corner and I'll repair all those sandals. I didn't know what I was doing was propelling me to the future. And so I was happy and I got some coins and I'll bring it, use that money as my TNT back home when it's vacation. But after secondary school, I knew I wasn't going to university straight away because I know where I was coming from. And I won't get the support easily. So I had to work. But unfortunately, I didn't go back to the shoemaking. I had to go and look for some different job. So luckily, I had to work with an NGO because I was under a scholarship scheme and it's an NGO. So they gave me the platform to work with them. And so they were paying so that I could work with them as a programs coordinator. And whilst I was working with them, and unfortunately, COVID was okay. So So, I mean, COVID came and most of the funds from the NGO money comes from outside. So they had to stop working. So I had to go back to wherever I'll get money. And during that period, I have started my university. So the whole journey looks some way. Okay, so then let me try. So one day I was sitting down there, I was like, yo, my dad is a shoemaker. I mean, professional one, of course. And I've learned the skill. And I'm still in school. Why do you go to school? For the knowledge, not for money or whatever, for the knowledge, so that you build upon whatever you have. And I've always wanted to build on my dad's business because he never learned that skill. It was God gift. And now I'm the first child of him. So I always had a dream of taking that business to the next level. And so maybe that opportunity was that time for me to do that. And so what I was there, and something was like, you can go back to the shoemaking. I said, and me, my daddy don't have social media presence. Well, I have been to school and I'm still in school, so I can add my knowledge to it. And I mean, work. So I went back to the shops. Daddy, I just want to learn the shoemaking again. And so I'll be at a shop and I'll be helping him and I'll be doing my stuff and all that. And I remember when I was still doing it, I was still in school, university. I wasn't having a good phone. I used to have a very Samsung phone with not good camera, but I would still take pictures of whatever I was doing. And I think I'll post on my status, WhatsApp status rather. And I'll get 1-2 people say, oh, I want to buy. And so I realized that, no, I could start with what I have. And that's how life is. When you start with what you have, God sees your heart. And then he brings the other provisions. And so I remember I took a decision to God, but I want to go to school. Again, I want to do this business. Grant me the grace and the gift of men to make sure I excel in this. And so I did that. Then I sometimes see what I do. I make sure when we are done with the slippers or the shoes at the workshop, I will call a colleague of mine who stays around my area, Matayoko Haneshi, and then I'll go for his iPhone. So, and I'll go for the phone and I'll come back to the shop and I'll take nice pictures of the shoes that my dad has done and I also did, and take a picture of me working on it, blah, blah, blah. Then I will send it to my phone and I'll go and get the phone back to him. And I'll make sure I edit it so nicely and I'll post it. When I was doing that, I wasn't having an iPhone. I wasn't having everything at my disposal. All I have was a scale, was maybe the sharp area, and then maybe my zeal to learn the thing. And I started. And still, I was still in school then. So I remember one time in school, my lecturer was like, we're going to work on a project work, uni. So you will need to create social media accounts for all Instagram, X, LinkedIn, and all other platforms. But I remember he hinted a lot on LinkedIn, and I was in front. Like, what's this doctor saying? So I think when I went home that evening, students, when we have project work, after the project, we throw it away. We don't care. And we do good projects, and at the end of the day, we throw it away. We don't really care about that. So I remember after the project, I said, no, I had to follow up with this thing that lecturer made us. And so I stayed on LinkedIn. And I said, let me put more effort into the branding of what I do, the shoemaking. And then again, what my father is doing, maybe I could sell myself more here. Because now you can't take social media out or the digital world out of our life now. We are so privileged to have all these things around us. And we can't be always consuming people's content and they are getting paid and they are getting all the opportunities. We can also be creator of content. So I was tired of watching people's content. I was like, no, I can also do something with it, with my skill or whatever. But somebody will be like, weren't you shy? You're a woman and blah, blah, blah. No, me, I wasn't shy. I never had that kind of negative vibe. But I think that worked for me. I capitalized on the gender aspect. Because I remember when I used to work with my dad at the shop when I was young, we were on the road side. And so Central University, Matayoko area, a lot of cars will come and pass there. And they'll be like, when there's traffic, you see them looking, peeping through their cars to see, especially when I'm hammering and all that. And I could tell also that, why do people see me and they always watching me? What's the fuss about this? And so I caught the revelation that maybe when I take this thing serious, I'll get a bag though. Let me try. So it was part of it. This is why I took it upon myself to make sure this will do well. And so, fortunately, like I said, we are in a space where we're living in a very good world where the world is at our fingertips. So I needed to capitalize on that as well. And so I remember I had to put in more effort. I remember when I joined LinkedIn, see a lot of pressure. I know a lot of shoemakers out there, women who are into shoemaking, very beautiful young ladies, but they are not showing that skill there. They have to cover up with other branding or whatever skill. But then they have the skill. Like, no, let me try this platform. So I think it took my time to study the platform, the people, and a lot. I put in a lot. Sometimes because of my background in PR and communication, when it comes to branding and marketing and all that. I mean, that's why we go to school. Like I said, we go to school for the knowledge and not just for the money. That's why we are all selling wache. Somebody's selling the wache at the gutter. Someone's selling wache at the restaurant or whatever. But then the one in the restaurant will sell it expensive than the one at the gutter. Why? Because of all these things. Education. You're able to apply whatever he or she was taught in school in doing whatever he's doing. That's why we might have an illiterate person having a business, but then we have graduates who are managing the affair of the company. So please, education is very important, and we can't take that out of the equation. And so doing all these things, I didn't know I was going to be a change maker. I was going to inspire someone there to also take up or be bold with whatever they are doing in their respective field. I was just like, okay, let me also do this for a living. But I thank God I took up the challenge. I thank God I stayed in that profession, even though it's quite male dominated. But I feel like I was blessed to find myself in such area because where I grew up was a lot of shoemakers. So I always tell people there are a lot of opportunities if you are a business person looking for a business opportunity to venture in. When you come to my side, I can give you a lot of opportunities when it comes to shoemaking because I run shoemaking people. When it comes to Kaneshima Mataiko, a lot of shoemakers are around, and you could tell a lot of gaps, a lot of problems you could solve through them. And so I was fortunate to be around such people. And sometimes I sit down, I'm like, maybe my school is good, but where I've gotten to small, and the opportunities coming my way, it is the shoemaking that is bringing that opportunities, not my school. I have a lot of people who are done with school and they're not going back to learn the skill of maybe sewing and whatever, which I think it's all good. But if I want to admonish someone here, it's the fact that education is good. It gives you leverage. It gives you the upper hand in whatever you are doing. And so if you realize that, the education is not fetching you what you're looking for, please also consider the skill. Now, the world is moving by skill. I mean, you need to have a skill, either soft skill or hard skill or whatever. You need to have something on doing. And if you're a lady here, if you're a woman here, I encourage you to also take bold steps in whatever career decision you are taking into. Because I think we are fortunate. Women are fortunate. And I'm like, yo, everywhere you go, you see women in this, women in that. It's like, yo, women, we are so much blessed. And so please, if you're a woman here, please make sure you capitalize on these opportunities. And I see a lot of people come to my DMs, call me and say, oh, I can barber, but I didn't know how to showcase that skill. But seeing your story, your journey, it tells me that I can also do the same thing, which I am very happy and I'm grateful for that. That's one of the major thing that makes me happy, that people look up to me and they say I could also do it. Well, sometimes you can't do it all alone. Trust me. I might have the skill, but I might not have other aspects. So, like I always tell people, sometimes you can't do it all alone. Even the Bible says, "Well, can two work together?" Yes, unless they agree. That's the principle, the basic principle of living with people. And so, if you know you can't do it all yourself, you can't do it all alone, make sure you get someone who values or principle align with yours and move with that person. So you might have the skill in doing something, but you don't have the funding, you don't have the knowledge or whatever wise. You look for people who have that skill or whatever and partner with that person. Maybe it's our part of the country, we like see you. That's why. But I always tell people, we all cannot be a pioneer of something. No, we all cannot pioneer something or champion something. Someone needs to come up with it, and you support that dream to make it one. But I don't know if I've said it all, but I'm a change maker in my own way, because at the end of the day, when you wear shoes or when you wear my shoe, what comes into mind is that a young lady is able to also make shoes, because shoes is a need every day, and then we are all wearing shoes. Going to work, wherever you find yourself, you're wearing a shoe. And if a young girl, a young lady has found her purpose, that, okay, I'm going to produce shoes for everyone to wear, and then you can also find yours. There are a lot of opportunities there. You can find it, leverage on it, and keep going. The world is big. There are a lot of opportunities out there. Don't box yourself. Move out of your comfort zone and do the unthinkable. Don't box yourself with just degree. I'm a first-class graduate, but I'm still shoemaker. It doesn't take anything from me. You see, so please, I encourage you to move out from your shell. Whatever you are good at, start doing it. You can't have it all before you start. Whatever you have, just start with it. When everything was down, at my lowest moment, when I had admissions coming up, I had 3 schools calling me, I had no job and had to lean on my shoemaking business. I told God, bless this decision of mine. I want to go to school, but at the same time, I don't want to leave this job. Grant me the grace and the visibility. And I thank God. When you come with him with a decision, he blesses that decision and you're able to go blow people's mind away. And I pray that we all be change makers in one way or the other in our respective fields. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Edna Frimpong, for your inspiring message. Now, next, let's invite our second guest speaker. So following Miss Edna's presentation, we have another distinguished speaker, Engineer Peter Adonteng. Now, let's take a moment to delve into the background and expertise of Engineer Peter Adonteng. He's a highly accomplished and passionate professional engineer licensed by the Ghana Institution of Engineering. He is dedicated to the engineering field and evidenced through his involvement in various key roles within the organization. Currently, he is working as the project manager for SABS Engineering Limited. His contributions extend beyond this role as he actively participates in publication committee of GHIE, ensuring dissemination of valuable engineering knowledge. He serves as the vice chair for the Chemical Mining Technical Division. His dedication to nurturing and supporting young talents is reflected in his role as the CEO of Fervent Mentorship HuB, where he mentors individuals from diverse backgrounds, guiding them towards success. With a strong academic background, he obtained his bachelor's degree in materials engineering at KNUST and further pursued his master's degree at UCC, solidifying his expertise in the field. Engineer Adonteng is a man of faith and serves as a minister of God. He is the host for the powerful annual program, dubbed Gratitude, and he promises an enlightening session. Ladies and gentlemen, let's invite Engineer Peter Adonteng on our virtual podium.
Thank you to be on board for this official launching. I personally don't take it for granted. I also personally want to appreciate all who took on board. I think our dear sister Edna has done a very great job. Say kudos to her. In fact, her story is very, very inspiring. The theme says cultivating change makers, cultivating change makers, cultivating change makers. When I hear the mention of cultivating, what comes to mind is agriculture or probably a farming, process going on. And interestingly, allow me to have this presentation in the form of bringing your mind to a little bit of farming and agriculture here and there, and so that we'll have a great time. Now, when we mostly hear the word cultivate, it means to nurture, to take care of something, to help something to grow, to help something to develop. And what we are considering this evening is that we are trying to nurture or care for or make change makers grow. Now, one of the interesting thing about life, or one of the two elements about life that we always have to deal with is, and that is time and change. Know who you are, whatever you are, time change is applicable to you. So guess what? In God's own way, He has given 24 hours to the. So your 25th birthday or your 5th birthday is such that after you celebrated it, you can't go back to that time again and celebrate it again. In other words, time and change are something we live with forever and ever. When we talk about change, we are saying doing something different or doing something, modifying things or alter the whole process. Whoever you are a change maker by virtue of being alive, because in God's own way we have the ability to cause change, to bring something to the table wherever you are. Now, as I said, we need to pick it from the place of farming. So just give out some few points in cultivating a change maker. As I said earlier, you are a change maker. Now, when it comes to cultivating something, number one, we get to know that you need to prepare the soil. If, example, I'm a farmer, I want to, have this special plantation. I want to grow maize. I need to first prepare my soil. And when I say prepare my soil, I need to understand how I have to plow the soil, losing the soil nature, how I need to make sure I've weed my land, my soil is, suitable to the particular farming I want to do. Now, as a change maker, you need to prepare or set your mind right. Mindset is very key as a change maker. Is the rudiment or is the foundation as a change maker. If you want to cultivate a change maker, you need to prepare your mind for what you want to do. Whatever change you want to bring on this world, it could be a business idea, it could be about you rewriting the family narrative, like our sister Edna said. She needed to prepare her mind that despite the fact that I'm a lady and there's this gender bias thing, I am still going to pursue it. You need to prepare your mind. You must have a positive mindset if you want to be a change maker, because if you don't have a good mindset, trust me, you will easily stop what you want to do as a change maker. In fact, that change that you want to initiate, if you don't have that mindset, which is having a strong tenacity or which is very firm and strong, in fact, when people start giving you pressure, that is what you see. But that is not the philosophy of a change maker. A change maker has a good mindset. A change maker has prepared the mindset for change. You can just write it in the chat box wherever you are that a change maker has a good mindset. Now, when it comes to having a mindset, it's not only enough for you in your preparation of the soil. When you're having a mindset where you've psyched yourself, that is the remember, as a change maker, you are assigned for a specific change. It's very key that you understand this in you developing your mindset. You are assigned for a specific change. You can't do it all by yourself. You can't do everything. one person, you want to change, you want to change the finance, you want to change this, you want to change this. No. As a change maker, you need to be focused. And that is why you need to prepare your mindset. And it's in accordance with preparing your land or your soil. Because my time, I'll just be hitting the point one by one. Secondly, after you prepared your soil, there's a need for a sowing season. As you as a farmer, you cultivating a seed, as I said, that's the parameters we are working with tonight. So if I want to sow a seed after I prepared my land or my soil, now remember the seed that you are sowing is very key. Least I forget, let me chip in this. Any change, or if you want to appreciate what you are doing, remember a change can be positive or negative. A change can be positive or negative. A change can be positive or negative. You can do something differently negative, or you can do something differently positively. In this context, we are talking about positive change makers. Now, your sowing seed is a seed of garbage in, garbage out. It's what you feed your mind on. Your sowing, whereby a farmer gets to, dig or whatever, put the seed in this change maker session, as a person who is cultivating a change maker, what you feed your mind with is very important. What you feed your mind with is very important. I said, whatever you watch, what you read, what you listen to, they play a role in how you become a change maker. As a change maker, if you listen to David's mindset, or if you listen to Charlie MBA, so you to follow the steam, you won't be a change maker. You just join the system and the river will just flow along with you. But if you want to be a change maker, feed on good things. Listen to message to help you. Align yourself with working with your vision. You feed your mind. You put your mind. You can never be better than what you feed on. You can't be better than what you feed on. You can just also write it in the chat box. You can't be better on what you feed on. So when I feed on positive things, positive stuff, let us not deceive ourselves that you think, oh, I go feel look at negative things, but I can produce positive. You are deceiving yourself. We will just rush and we come to the third area. After you've prepared your land and you've sown the seed, is where you add manure and fertilizer. The interesting thing about you preparing the soil gets to be and fed for the whole seed to come in. But remember that this soil doesn't have everything, as our sister said earlier. You need to add manure, you need to add fertilizer. In other words, for some of you, you need to add extra help. You need to go for help. Just like that blind Bartimaeus the other day. He says, God help me. So there are situations as a change maker, you need help. And you need help in three levels. The first level is those above you, the mentors. You need people who are ahead of you to give you directions and tell you that, please, this thing that you want to do as a change maker, you need to go it this way, you need to go it that way. You need directions from your mentors. Nobody has ever been a change maker. Talk about the Mandelas, talk about whoever have written the narrative, talk about people who have made history, the Nkrumah, whatever. They always worked on these three levels. Number one, you need to have a mentor. You need to have somebody who gets to, talk to you about what you are doing. Remember, you are not the first person to pursue that vision. You are the first person trying to achieve that cause. Hence, there is a need for you to go for mentors, those above you. Secondly, you go for your peers. Your peers are very important. Your peers have a way of coming through for you. Your peers, they sing the same song with you. Your peers, in fact, don't look down on your mate as a student, or don't look down on your peers, because sometimes there are situations where your peers get recommendations for you. In this, you need to be having a good social capital. Hence, as a change maker, you need to flow with your peers. Your peers, you work together with them. So in other words, there are some things your mentors cannot do. When you walk or hold hands with your peers, you are able to move and you are able to champion whatever change. You're able to probably go ahead and achieve that vision. You are able to probably do that dream. You are able to probably, you want to lose some weight as a person to bring a change in your life. Sometimes you go to the gym with your mates and it's helpful. Sometimes they help you out. So there are levels of change where you need to come with your peers. Then finally, you need mentees as a person. Don't deceive yourself that you don't need to pour out yourself onto others. Anybody who has been a change maker has been a person who has also invested in others. Whenever you find yourself in a place where you are not being a blessing to others, you need to sit down and check your life again. The reason is, let me give you this example. When you see a tube or when you see a water tap, there's a water going through that pipe, and that pipe flows through that pipe. That water flows through that pipe to the next place. When the water refuses to flow through the pipe by having a blockage in the pipe, what happens is that the water will start sinking in the pipe. For some of you, the reason why you are not becoming a change maker is that you are not finding people and pouring out your experiences, pouring out your mistakes, pouring out some ideas onto them. And in that way, you are also not making any impact. And hence, in fact, you are not a change maker. So you need to also find people where you need to invest in them. You need to find people where you share your dreams with them. Because if you don't do that, a time will come. Remember, life is like a cycle. If you don't have a succession plan, one day it will go against you. So no wonder in our world, we have a sustainability plan in our system. No matter in our companies, in our wherever you find yourself, you will always have a system for sustainability. Why? Because people come, people go. So kindly take note of this. If this conference, if you didn't hear anything, remember Engineer Adonteng is saying that in cultivating yourself as a change maker, pour out yourself onto people. Pour out yourself onto people. If you don't do that, a time will come. You may need a help and you might not find that. After adding the manual, there's another aspect, or there's a fourth area where you also need to be somebody where you become water element. When I say water element, people may not understand me so well. When it comes to the whole cultivation process on the land, as I said, that's what we are doing tonight. There's an irrigation area where you need to pay attention to, because along the line there are seasons. Remember, in Ghana we have dry and wet seasons. So there are times the rain is not coming. So there's drought seasons where the rain is not coming in, and you need an irrigation system. For you being cultivated as water element. The water element is the fact that you are being consistent in what you want to do. Over the years, one of the ways we've analyzed and seen people who have really been change makers, they've been people who have been of success. When you engage them, they keep saying one word, and that word is focus. You can just write it in the chat box, focus. The reason why I'm very concerned with this irrigation system or the water element, what I call the focus or the consistency area, is that as time goes on, people will know you for what you do. As a change maker, people will know you for what you do. If I probably have a problem with a shoe, what comes into my mind is Edna. Because over the years, Edna has been consistent with this shoemaking thing. That's what she stands for. I dare not probably go to anybody else, because Edna has proved to us, she has proved to the world, she has proved to Ghana, she has proved to everybody that I'm the shoemaking girl. So there's an area, a branch she has made for herself. As a change maker, that's the area, the niche she has created for herself. If you dare not find a niche for yourself, and you seems to be jack of all trade but master of none, people will not come after you as a change maker. Today you are the designer. Tomorrow you are the IT this. Today you are this. Tomorrow you are this. In fact, we can't box you anywhere. But as a change maker, you must find that consistency thing. You keep, towing your life towards leadership. You keep towing your life towards the health area. You keep towing your life towards the AI system stuff. So whenever anybody gets a problem, they can call on you. There's that demand on you. I don't know if you are with me. So it's very, very important that you focus on what you are doing. You focus on what your gifting is. And as I said earlier from the word go, you can't change everything. You are a change maker for a specific assignment. Invest in that assignment. Read books on it. Buy books on it. Seek knowledge on it. Go for mentorship. Try and develop and grow with your peers. Get mentees. Now, I'll go to the last part, then I'll share some few thoughts with it. I don't want to take much of your time, since I think we will leave some, time for more questions. The last part of this whole cultivation thing is the harvesting. The harvesting area is one interesting place I'm very concerned also about. And the harvest area has got to do with the fact that you get to understand that the change process, is cyclic. In other words, you should be careful when you have been able to impact, or when you are able to bring forth a change in a specific area. You must be careful how you handle your success. In other words, don't eat your seeds after your harvest. Don't eat your seeds after gathering your fruits. Don't eat your seeds after harvesting your fruit. Some of us are quick to eat our seeds because the whole process is such that the seed is in the fruit. The seed is in the fruit. So you might be tempted to eat the fruit with the seed. But after you harvested the whole fruit, you must be conscious of the fact that the seed is needed for another change. So as a change maker, when you've gotten to the place of success, you just don't go about and say, Charlie, I've arrived. Complacency setting. No, you are not a change maker. And let me chip in this. If you can just write it once again in the chat box, that success is not a destination. Success is not a destination. As a change maker, success is not a destination. If it's a destination, then obviously we will all try and arrive at that place and relax. Or probably Kwame Despite will say, okay, Charlie, I've gotten the millions, let me relax. Probably who is your success story, whoever is your success story would have said, Charlie, let me also, settle down. But trust me, these successful people go ahead and invest back into the society. Some do the philanthropic work, some even set up, other things in place. Although they've cultivated and have reached the harvesting stage and they are harvesting the fruit, but they've understood the principle of not eating the seed which is in the fruit. Hence, they are able to enjoy the fruit of their labor, yet the seed in the fruit, they also put it in another project. So for some of you, today you are a student. By the grace of God, you're a graduate. You don't settle that, Charlie, I'm a graduate. Alande. Any amina mini yo busha for yemehem. Yembo senkum frame. And I ever mean si palankan. Embo mi did it. No. You've settled. You've done well. You've gotten it there. You've come out with the A's. It's not enough. What you need to do is, as you are doing your attachment or you are doing your service, there is a need for you to plan ahead. There is a need for you to plan ahead. The reason why you need to see this harvesting stage to be very key is that every change is progressive. Just allow me to have enough time to deal with this area. Every change is progressive. In other words, if you've been able to achieve a particular change, let me use example, Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt probably prepared the soil, sowing, adding manure, water element, and finally got the new record. Guess what? The next competition, Somebody was able to break that result. In fact, somebody even broke that record that same day. In other words, when you've harvested it and you think, Charlie, that's all, there is more to do. There are deeper wells to draw from. So you can't settle for less. If you are earning 1 million, in fact, you haven't settled yet. In fact, that salary is someone's tithe. Yeah, you heard me right. That huge amount of money, someone's salary is someone's tithe, and someone's tithe is someone's salary. So you can't settle at the harvest stage and think, I've gotten it all. That is it, Charlie. No, it doesn't work that way for a change maker. For a change maker, you don't settle for less. There's a special drive in you, which is asking for more, which is yearning for more, which is in to be innovative. Come to think of it, iPhone has been progressive. As I talk to you now, there's a HuB created. Silicon Valley, they are still thinking of how we can make iPhone better. So you just buy the latest one and you realize the latest one is not the latest one. Because the latest one will soon be, a cake. Why? Because you can't settle for less. These are 5, cultivation stages when it comes to the farming, and I'm just sharing my thoughts on you when it comes to you being a change maker. So, my dear change maker, I've shared these 5 steps with you, preparing your mindset for these greater things. In other words, preparation of the soil, sowing of the seed, which is the fact that you feed on what it takes for you to be a change maker. The adding of manure and fertilizer, we are talking about seeking help or building a relationship. The 3rd level of relationship, your mentors, your peers, your mentees. The water element, which is the irrigation, where you have to be consistent, to be focused on what you are doing. Lastly, on the final stage is the harvesting, where you get to be a person who is in for more. You don't settle for less. You don't go like, I've gotten there. In fact, let me chip in this one. When it comes to success, no matter who you are, when it comes to success, even when you become successful, you still need to be managed. You need somebody to coach you, because success also has a side effect. Success has a side effect. In fact, when you become successful, you even get some enemies. you never thought you even get them. So success, as good as it is, it also comes with its challenges, and it has to be managed very well. Success has a way of getting into the mind of people to be complacent. So as a change maker, when the change finally happens, you can't settle for less. God bless you. I have some few minutes. I'm just sharing some few thoughts with you on change. Then I'll just move on, and our dear moderator will come in. So one thought that comes to mind when it comes to change, I put it this way: environment is key to change. Environment is key to change. Environment is key to change. Now, still in the cultivation thing, whenever you want to have any kind of plants you want to sow, sometimes there's something or a word we use: transplanting. And I know you did so well in your integrated science, and you know what I'm talking about, where we take the seedlings from one place to another. As a change maker, you need to be conscious of the environment. Environment has a way of affecting that change you want to bring. There are some environments you have to be cautious. You have to change your environment. Your environment, when I talk about environment, I'm talking about the law of association. I'm talking about the people surrounding you. I'm talking about the place where you begin to bring out, the out of you. I'll give this personal example. A time in my life, I realized that I was being quick-tempered as a person. The least provocation I'm pissed. And initially, people who know me that well know that, Charlie, this is not the guy we know him to be. The least thing, then he's pissed off. Then I sat down and analyzed a lot of stuff. Then I realized that I'm associated with a particular friend who seems to influence or have, influenced me in a way. Never be deceived that the law of association really works. If you think that all your friends or all your 5 friends are fools, count me, you are the 4th one. The reason is, when people get to associate with you, iron sharpened iron, they begin to shaping your thoughts, and they begin to shaping your belief system. So there's a way you pick up some things, sometimes indirectly, you might not know. Just like what happened to me. I needed to cut that environment. I needed to cut away that association and let him go. The reason is, if I don't do that, it will destroy me. There are some friends and some associations and some environment. When I say environment, I also talk about the places that you go. It looks like for you, you always, find yourself at a place where they're always talking about porn, or they are talking about negativity, they are talking about messed up things, vulgar words, whatever. You need to change the association. It's for your own good. Because if you don't, you can't bring the change. You can't be a change maker if the environment itself is not suitable. Secondly, I will talk about the second thought that also comes to mind when it comes to change, is that patience is a virtue for change makers. Patience is a virtue for change makers. Small changes often appear to make no difference until you cross the critical threshold. Let me give you this example. If I have this ice and I put this ice block in a room, now the room is of, let's say, 5 degrees temperature. Between the 5 degrees temperature and 31 degrees temperature, nothing happens to the ice block. In fact, I might start heating the room temperature from 5 degrees. I move to the 6 degrees. I go to the 10 degrees. I'm still heating the room. I get to 20 degrees. Still, the ice block might not change. I'm still getting to, let's say, 25 degrees. Still, the ice block is as it is. I'm still, increasing the temperature till I get it to 32 degrees Celsius. That's when the ice block will melt. When you start initiating a change, sometimes you need to be patient for it to happen. Just like what I said earlier, I could have heated the place from whatever temperature till I get to 32 degrees. The ice block will never dissolve. So as a change maker, you need to be patient with the whole change you want to bring. Don't be in a hurry in your leadership as a change maker. You want to bring something new into your whole leadership as a leader, and you are so quick to fire everybody here and there. You are not patient enough to go through the process. You need to be careful, be patient. Be patient. Probably our sister could have given up along the line, and just like myself, I could have given up along the line. But patience pays. The third thought I want to share with you is the law of process. The law of process, trust me, is very effective if you want to be a change maker. If you want to be a change maker and you don't want to go through the process, you will miss the mark. The process has a way of training you to be a better person. The process sometimes has a way of making you even understand the people around you. Some school of thought believe that the reason why Adam failed is that because Adam was, boom, he came as a man and never went through childhood and adolescence and, you get into that manhood thing. That's some school of thought. And sometimes I agree, because when you go through the process has a way of changing you, your understanding, making you a better person. So as a change maker, allow the process. Don't bribe your way through to the top. Don't pass any wrong ways to get to the top. Don't, a friend of mine will say, cut people's leg back. To get to the top. Allow the process to go through the mill, and it will make you a better person. The fourth thought that comes to mind when it comes to being a change maker is avoid procrastination. Avoid procrastination. Avoid procrastination. The more you procrastinate, the more you delay the change happening. It could be an idea. It could be a vision God has laid on your heart. Ladies and gentlemen, trust me, run with a vision. Don't settle down. Run with it. The reason is, as I said earlier, time and change concurrently work together. Time and vision, they move together. time and change, they move together. The reason is we are all time bound as people. No matter who you are, we are limited by time. As I said earlier, if you are, let's say, 20 years now, you can't go back to your 10 years, whatever. So there's no need of procrastinating. Pick up the vision and walk and run with it. The fifth, and that's my last point when it comes to cultivating change makers. That's my last thought on it. And it's about having an accountability partner when it comes to change making. If you don't have accountability partner, you may stand alone. Sometimes you need people to, tell you your mistakes, because as a change maker, you are sometimes tempted to concentrate so much on the change that you forget that you are also working with human beings. Example, if you are building a house, or you are building, whatever brand or career or whatever, you might be so concerned about putting the whole building or the results happening that sometimes the nitty-gritty in the process, you might forget about it, and you might step on a lot of toes by virtue of you bringing the best out of people to achieve or to bring the change on board. So you need sometimes to have an accountability partner. People will tell you, this one is good, but let's look at it this other way. Charlie, you did very well, but I think next time you can put it this way. You need to have an accountability partner when it comes to you being a change maker. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I've brought my presentation to an end. And I just want to encourage you that, in fact, you have what it takes to be a change maker. And in fact, this world is so much anticipating what God has given to you. Don't procrastinate. Come all out. God bless you.
A speech that was given by two speakers all indicates the fact that we need directions as young people who seek to become the change makers of tomorrow. And trust me, that is why NEGOS HuB is here to hold your hands through the process. And so if you are not a member yet, what are you waiting for? Right.
Thank you very much, Rashid. I hope you've learned something, because this is very inspiring. We've had inspiring messages from both speakers, and I hope you've learned something from this. So next, invite our dignitaries to give us a speech or a talk. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed further, we have the honor of having esteemed dignitaries in our midst, which you already saw from the flyers we shared. We would be delighted to hear any submissions or remarks they may have regarding today's discussions, or any insights they would like to share with us. And we will start from Madam Patricia Kojo. She is the Assistant Headmistress for the Mauli School located in HuB.
Thank you very much. I would like to thank the first two speakers for their wonderful delivery. I also contribute to the team. To be a change maker must be educated. Education is in different forms. We have formal education and informal one. And the two education also prepare someone to open doors for new opportunities, foster deeper understanding of the world. So be it formal or informal, we need education to be to bring a change. Also, when Madam Edna was presenting, she made mention of education. She also touched on skill acquisition. That one too is very important. Skill acquisition is also crucial for professional development, personal development. And when you acquire the abilities and the existing ones too, you need to refine it to bring a change in the community, be it individually, in your family, or in your society. So it is very important for us to learn continuously and develop our skills to ensure that individual can adapt to changing technologies, industries, and in the job market. It also helps us to increase our career opportunities and job satisfaction. Embracing a mindset of lifelong learning is a key to staying relevant and competitive in today's dynamic world. So it is very important to acquire skills when you want to bring a change into the society. We must be creative and innovative when you want to bring a change. So in order to bring a change, you must embrace curiosity. You must think beyond your limits. You must collaborate with others, experiment and take risks to bring a change. It is very important to also embrace inclusiveness and diversity. As youth, we need to educate ourselves, acknowledge biases, value differences. We promote equity and also foster open communication. That one too is very important to bring a change. As the two speakers said earlier on, we need a mentor or a role model, and they transform our lives, and we get so many counseling and guidance from them for us to push on. So it is very important to have a role model which will guide you to achieve your aim. As a change maker, one needs to avail yourself for leadership opportunities. It is very important. Some people, they don't want to avail themselves for leadership opportunities. So what God has given them is just buried in them. So we need to avail ourselves when the opportunity comes knocking our door. Also, we need to seek development in a little way. Whether you are in a small corner or somewhere, you need to seek development in your environment, because Mr. Adonteng said that environment is the key. So whether the environment is positive or negative, that will also affect your development or behavior. So we need to be observant. In order to bring a change, we must be in a positive environment to bring in a change. And we must persevere in all our dealings. As you do persistent prayer, persistent development, persistent reading, persistent learning will also bring a change. So it is very important for us to be perseverant. Also, we need to embrace digital literacy. Now everything is technology. Everything is literacy. Everything is computer. Everything is what? Digital space. So we need to embrace change in all these areas to bring a change in our environment. We need to eschew fear and failures. When we do that, we develop resilience and a positive mindset to handle setbacks and uncertainties. So when there is fear in you, you can't develop. So you need to identify the source of the fear. You need to distinguish between rational and irrational fears so that you reframe fears. You need to see fear as a barrier. You view it as a sign that you are pushing your limits. Fear can be a catalyst for growth. So we need to manage our fear. We need to break it down and seek support in order to eschew fear in our ways. Also, we need God in our daily lives. God should be the first in whatever we do. We need God in whatever we do. So we need to be prayerful and be meditating all the time. We need to study the scripture. We need to align our values with our faith. and we need to practice integrity. When we do that, and God being the sailor of our boat, everything will be okay, and it will bring a change to ourselves and environment in Ghana as a whole. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam Patricia Kojo, for your speech. Thank you very, very much. So we'll call on our next dignitary, and he is Mr. Shadrach Ehurain. He is the Business Relationship Officer for Cowbank, the Takwa branch. Ladies and gentlemen, shall we invite Mr. Shadrach Ehurain on our virtual podium?
Okay, thank you. All right, so I'm Shadrach, as you rightly said, and I want to share a few thoughts concerning the theme, and I would also like to appreciate or thank all speakers. Before I start cultivating change makers, right? And I want to start from the principle I've been always using as a financial person, and I will link that particular thing to finances. I've been in the financial industry for almost 11 years, and these three principles have helped me a lot, and I want to share it across here. First of all, we must be intentional about our finances. And I've been always telling my brother Abednego about this. You should be intentional. And as a change maker, you should be intentional about your finances. Because if you want to invest, or if you want to nurture, if you want to mentor someone, you need to be intentional about your finances. It will take your finances to mentor someone. And I want to borrow Engineer Adonteng word he made, that we don't eat your seed after you've harvested your fruit. It's very critical here. We shouldn't eat all our seeds. And for a resolution to that, I always start with the starters. I always tell them we have a starting point, a rule, of which is 10, 20, 30, 40 rule. And trust me, if you go by this rule, you'll be able to be intentional about your finances. You'll be able to control your finances. The roots are in percentage. So we have the 10, 20, 30, 40, where the 10 is your tithe. I don't know if you are a Christian. If you are a Christian, don't forget paying your tithe. Because all what we are doing, it takes the grace of God for us to do whatever we are doing. And you should do it the 10th contribution to God. We have the 20. The 20 is whereby if you have maybe a loan, or you owe someone, we the 20%. We have the 30. The 30 is for your own savings, and the 40 is for your own expenditure for that particular month. And trust me, this will work for you. Secondly, every change maker has a secret place of worship. That's the God factor. As Madam Patricia said, don't leave the God factor. Our Holy Bible says it will be rough and tough on the road. It did not promise us a good or a smooth sail. No, it will be tough. And as a change maker, you should always have a secret place of worship where you go, you submit your challenge to God. And trust me, things will be okay for you. And lastly, because I won't waste much of your time here, lastly, a successful change maker must always remember and run with these 3 thought-provoking statements. It has helped me a lot. Number 1, where will you die? You should ask yourself that, where will you die? If you know where, because no one knows where he or she will die. And that you shouldn't harm a brother you should do good to a brother. You should invest in a brother because you don't know where you are going to die. Secondly, what will kill you, we don't know. Will it be an accident? Will it be an illness? We don't know. And lastly, where you go after your death. If you keep these three things, thought-provoking statement in your mind as an exchange maker, trust me, you'll be successful in life. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. At this point, I think we are having a bit of everything. We didn't even expect from engineers and to Madam Edna's and to Mr. Shadrach's education on finance. I'll then treat you, it's not too late. You can still invite others to join us to enjoy as you are doing. Next on our list, we will invite Nana Efua S. Edusei. She's been very active on this platform, and I can't wait to hear from her. She is the founder for Shikanic Ghana. Let's invite Nana Efua S. Edusei.
S for Sewa. Hello, everyone.
Thank you very
Hello,
much.
everyone.
Hello, we are here. Good evening.
Good evening. After listening to the two pastors, Engineer Adonteng and Pastor Shadrach, and also Madam Headmistress and Edna, I'm not sure what else to add to this. I feel anything I say might dilute the message. I am very much delighted to be part of this, and I'm inspired. And listening to Edna's story, what stood out to me is she is a jack of all trades, and I'm going to explain this. She has honed a lot of skills. So the ultimate thing, she's a master at being a shoemaker. But the jack of all trade here for her is she's been able to learn about marketing, how she pushed what she does or what her interests to her friends, advertise her skills to her friends and get them to buy into her idea. She's been able to master going to the market to source materials. It takes a lot of skills. I'm sure she has workers, people that she works with. She's been able to master customer relations. She's been able to master the art of management. So that is where she is a jack of all trade, but a master of one. So I had to try and use this to explain it. Most of the time we say, oh, jack of all trade, master of none. And it's a turn off, it's a let down. It tells you, oh, you know what, just quit. You're not doing something right, just quit. But no, you should practice as much as you can, learn a lot of skills as much as you can until you're able to find your purpose. The idea is to find your purpose. Now, how do you find your purpose? Always look out for problems in the society. Problems in the society. The people that make money in this world have gone on to found solutions to problems in the society. Ghana, we say, is a developing world, developing country. That means there's so much you can do. There's so much that even countries where they're already developed, they're still developing new things. You know, someone once said, how is it that the air condition was invented by someone who lives in a very cold region? And we in Africa, nobody invented air condition. How? So you see, we are always thinking within a certain confine. We are always put in a box. We are not allowed to think outside the box. So as a change maker, may I challenge you to not be in a hurry to be popular, to not be in a hurry to say, hey, I'm the first to do this, but actually make a change, find a solution to a problem and stay persistent. I like what they said, Engineer Adonteng said that do not eat your seed. Yes, reinvest in yourself every time. It's important. Or be in Bambe, you should do it. And don't have that sense of entitlement. Nobody owes you anything. So keep pushing, grab opportunity, keep pushing. If you're an introvert, then you don't want to be to be a change maker. You have to put your feelings aside. Oh, I'm a shy person. Oh, and there's a person, what's it? No. How hungry are you for success? How hungry are you to make this happen? How hungry are you to make a change? Is it upsetting you enough? Today, I was on a call with a young fella. he wants to do a concert in aid of providing shelter for the less privileged. Shelter as in a place where you just go and sleep. You don't pay for it. You just go and sleep and then you go to work. So that's the shelter. And a lot of places in the world, I'll use example, America, Skid Row, California, they have shelters where people go sleep and then it's funded by NGOs and charity. So that's what he's thinking, which is brilliant. Shelter. Everybody is doing donation, but he's thinking of something sustainable. Brilliant. Again, to summarize this, please go beyond the mediocrity in Ghana. See yourself as a global citizen. You are not just an engineer in Ghana, world. You are not just a change maker in Ghana, but the entire world. Again, someone mentioned that technology, we have advanced in technological skills. Make good use of this. Manuesi, Medasi.
Yes, that's a Madam Sewa. So now let's invite Mr. Daniel Ewusi. He is the Chief Executive Officer for Ewusidan Consult. Mr. Daniel.
Thanks once again for such an opportunity given to me. Actually, I would thank the organizers for such a wonderful program to read the youth, and even the title being team as cultivating a change makers actually is a nice and a wonderful theme for this evening's section. I also contribute something small from the team as cultivating a change maker. So mine to our title it as a change maker as an entrepreneur. A change maker as an entrepreneur. So in the first place, I would like to highlight something small about Ewusidan Consultancy. First of all, Ewusidan Consultancy is a consult that deals in documentations. The documentations, we try to offer assistance in biometric passport registration, biometric birth cert registration. We also offer assistance in gazetting, affidavit, and also helping you to register your business with Office of Register of Companies, and also trying to help you to rectify mistakes on Ghana card and a lot of documents that you have. In case you have inconsistency with your Ghana card and other documents, we try to help you to rectify all those problems as well. Okay, so as I'm tackling this theme as a change maker, as an entrepreneur, first of all, I would like to highlight some achievements I've been able to come so far. First of all, I will thank Mr. Shadrach. He's my mentor, and I'm proud that I'm on the same this program with him. He has been of very help to me, and actually I can't go with him without this success story. He has been very, very helpful. So being a change maker as an entrepreneur, first for someone to ask himself or herself that, what does it mean by an entrepreneur? So in simply quote, an entrepreneur is someone who tries to find solutions to problems or challenges within the community or in any society the person finds himself or herself. So as a change maker, as an entrepreneur, you try to survey the community or the society that you are in, the challenges the society or the community is facing, the challenges or the problem that your school is facing. So anywhere you find yourself, you try as much as possible to find a problem. Our test speaker once said that majority of people who are doing well in this country are those who are able to provide solutions to problems in this country. Let's see McDonald, let's see Zoom Lion. They try to find solutions to the challenges we are having in Ghana. So now, Zoom Lion tried to tackle the rubbish or the negative aspect of Ghana to fix something small. So that was the challenge Zoom Lion was able to get. Then he was able to provide a solution to that. So being a change maker as an entrepreneur, you have to try and find a problem. Find the problem within the jurisdiction you find within. So we can attest to the fact that Ms. Edna, when she was speaking, she was saying that in the area state, she was working with her dad, and further she moved to school. So you can see that she was having a progressive story. Then she identified the problem or the challenge that, oh, within my class, there was no one who is able to help people to get their slippers or their shoe done in case they have a challenge like that. So because she was able to encounter that challenge, she was able to make a solution to that. And that has brought her this far. So first of all, I would say that being an entrepreneur doesn't mean you need to be a business student. No, an entrepreneur goes beyond being a business student. You can be a science student, you can be an engineer, you can be a medical doctor, and still be a good entrepreneur. So this evening, I'll not talk much, but I'll just try to ignite each and everyone who is on this platform that try to be a change maker with an entrepreneurial mindset. As you are in school, as you are doing your job, you can try to tackle a problem that you see on social media. Then you try to advertise or try to brand it small. Also, I'll try to highlight these 2 or 3 points so that as we are listening to this topic titled Cultivating a Change Maker, and me bringing my as a change maker as an entrepreneur. First of all, any idea that you try to bring out, try to find a pre-existing idea about it, because any idea that comes has already been developed by someone. So you try to develop ideas, you try to develop an underground knowledge about any idea that comes into mind. So after you getting the old existing idea, then you try to develop it. Secondly, try as much as possible to register a business. Any idea that comes to mind. So as I'm saying that, being a change maker as an entrepreneur, try as much as possible to find solutions within any place you are. Then you try to nurture it small, gradually. Then in all, you'll be a successor. And after your completion of education or anywhere you find yourself, you try to be a change maker in the community. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Now let's invite Ms. Dipora K. Amankwa. She is the co-founder and executive director of Asasia and Friends. Ms. Dipora, can we hear from you now?
Okay, thank you so much, and thanks to the organizers for this opportunity. I think we've learned a lot, and just as Shikanek said, we've really been inspired. So just to add, I also like to say that as change makers, I believe that we are all here because we all want to be change makers, or some of us are already change makers. You should know that you don't need a social capital, you don't need an amount of money to start or to create a change. That is what sometimes hinders most of us. So you just know that whatever idea you have is valid and you have to put it into action. We are here because a young man had an idea and he decided to put it into action. He's a change maker because he put his dreams into action, not just because he had a dream, but he put it into action. And that is what as young people we should try to also do. And we should not let anyone look down on our ideas. I think someone spoke about what is people mock you and all that. I have, as rightly said, I'm the co-founder of an organization, and I also have a small business. And when I started all these businesses, I was discouraged, especially the organization, because I was told that you're not working and you want to start an organization, so how would you fund this? A lot of excuses. But I told myself that there are a lot of excuses, and let me start. Let's see how it will go. And by God's grace, in less than a year, being on national and international platforms, these people who did not really believe in these ideas are now coming to me asking me how I did it. So it should tell you that sometimes when you have ideas and people are looking down on it, that is even the more reason for you to do it. We all have these innovations around us because people had a dream or ideas and they put into action despite being denied. So these are things that we should actually look for as change makers. And as change makers, be ready to come out of your comfort zone. I think that is a lot of things. I think that's the most important thing that sometimes hinders us as young people, coming out of your comfort zone. As Shikanik said about being a jack of all trades, when I started these my businesses, I had to do my own designs. I had to learn a lot of things that I never thought that I could do. So it's also that if you want to be in your comfort zone, you can't be a change maker. And as a change maker, be ready to serve. That is what you have to do. Don't think that you just want to be on third platforms or just want to just go here and there, but be ready to serve, because if you can't serve people, you can't be a leader. And also be mindful of branding. For me, I believe in branding. Brand yourself, because when you're able to brand yourself very well, people will believe in you. Don't just do it because everyone is doing it, but have a reputation, have a mark that when your name is being mentioned, people know that, oh, because it is this person, I want to invest in this. And don't look down on yourself because you are young. Even the Bible tells us that we should not look down on ourselves because you are young. And if you want to be a change maker, be ready to work very hard, be ready to work and be consistent. Thank you so much. And this is what I would like to say. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. If you want to be a change maker, be ready to work hard and be consistent. This is what I learned. I don't know what you've picked from this meeting. Let's quickly move to Mr. Edward Blay Ama. He is the Chief Executive Officer for the Editech Consult. I don't know if he's here, but Mr. Edward, if you are here, kindly
Yeah,
take over for us. Yes, thank you.
yeah, hello, yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much for the opportunity given unto me. So I have over here empowering communities through innovation, and then how HuB cultivate solutions for local challenges. You know, whilst you are bringing such innovative idea on board like this, I think there's a slide over here, and then I will use the slides for us in order to move it faster. There's this need for us to try much possible best to come together or just look into these few steps that will just help us. I keep on saying that even the word fail means first attempt in life. So you try for the first time, it won't work out for you. Then it doesn't mean that you have to just put a stop to it, but then you have to try much possible to do it again. And even the word impossible means impossible. So entering into this field, it's very more important for you to try much possible best that you put in all your efforts. You don't give up, because there will be these setups or setbacks. You try much possible to push in, and then it shouldn't go well for the first time, but then you need not to give up. You have to still push forward to just get to where you're supposed to get to. Now, I have a short definition for innovation over here. And then my introduction is innovation hubs. That's driving communities, community empowerment. And then I have innovation hubs plays a vital role in empowering communities by creating space for collaboration and innovation. How do you call it? Innovation and solution funding. Now you try much possible best to have solutions for our problems. That's what you look at. You try much possible to bring people together, as the first speaker said, and if the first and the second speaker, as they said, we can't do it alone. You can never be a master on whatever you're going to do. I think when I started Editech, I'm one kind of person that I believed myself that I can just do it. But then you go to your point that I needed someone like a social media guy that can just handle my socials for me, because I needed an expert. Someone that would do the designs for me and stuff. But then imagine if I have just decided I will just keep everything to myself. Like, it didn't work out well for me. So I just brought this one too on board for us to know that you can't do it alone. So you have to just bring other people together, diverse groups of people. That's entrepreneurs, you have researchers, you have the technologists, and you have the community leaders. People like this, you have to also bring all of them together. They have to also look at the angle of bringing opportunities for collaboration and then networking. It's a very, very important thing with networking. Day in, day out, any seminars that you hear with regards to your HuB or with regards to whatever you are just looking up to, you have to try much possible best to just go there. At least a word can just help you with whatever you're just trying to bring on board. And then you also look at development of innovative solutions. You also have to look at that angle too. That's one important thing that you have to also look at. Then let's move on to access to resources. So providing essential resources is one key thing that you have to also look at too. And then physical infrastructure, that's office space, meeting rooms, and then prototyping facilities. Now you have to just find yourself that now where am I going to have my meetings? Where am I going to how do you call it? Put in people that are working for me? Are we going to do it online based, or is it going to be something like an office zone that we all just be? These are some few stuff that I have to also look up to. It's also very important that I have to just look up to that aspect, because more times when we talk about social tech right now, it's more of remote. So you get people that they are ready to work for you. That happens to be as in remote ways. You have people that they will just tell you want to be as in one-on-one section with you all the time. That one too is over there. So, but then you have to ask yourself, which one is important? Now, mentorship and then support. That's a very important aspect you also have to look up to. And then, okay, mentorship and support. That's the guidance and then support. The mentorship programs is very, very important to you. And then day in, day out, you have to just try much possible to also reach out to people that they have been there before. They know much about whatever you're just entering. You have people that the step that you are, the tree that you are just climbing right now, you have people that they have been there before you. So you have to also try much possible to just see up to all these people and then see the way forward with it. Now let's move on, please, with the slide. Okay. So you have the co-creation and then the testing. So that aspect too, you have to just try much possible collaborating innovative innovation. So that aspect you have to be with whatever you have in mind. You have to just try my possible to test it out, to just see how best is going to be useful in the society with regards to the project that you're also bringing on board. We have a whole lot of hubs over here in Ghana, and then we have some hubs that they are specific. They are being designed with a specific something. Like let's say it's a tech hub. They only deal with tech. We have hubs that they also deal with solely maybe something with agric. That's it. So you have to just find out the ones that you are also going into. And then community engagement involves this aspect to also goes with the involving community members in the innovation process, community outreach programs, and then the hackathons, and all these programs. They are very important for us. Whilst you cannot share what I'm just trying to tell you is that you have to just plan yourself as you're entering into something new like this. You have to just plan yourself very well, learn from other people, and then just push it on. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I know we all have more to deliver, but with time, we are going to schedule more meetings for engagement. Now, let us please acknowledge the presence of Sir Daniel Minta from SMT. Sir Daniel, please, if you are here, can you give us a wave or say hi?
Hi, everyone.
Okay,
and thank
hello.
you for joining. I'm privileged to be here. It's been insightful and I've enjoyed the experience. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Okay, so now, thank you very much, Rashid.
Thank you so much, Angela. Right.
Okay.
I think all our dignitaries have done justice and, done well to wrap up the entirety of everything that has been presented so far. So up next, we would have an address by someone who has been an aspiring mechanical engineer with a Bachelor of Science degree in mechanical engineering, also possessing leadership experience and graphic design skills. He's an open-minded individual, eager to learn beyond his field of study, and passionate about fostering growth by creating platforms to support others. As a leader, he has honed valuable skills, including communication, multitasking, advocacy, organizational abilities, and a strong belief in teamwork. During his tertiary education, he began as an assistant organizer for the Ghana Institution of Engineering, rising through the ranks to become the vice president. In 2023, he assumed the role of the president of the same association. As a student leader, He fostered strong relationships with companies such as SMT Ghana Limited, Editech Consult, and Fidelity Bank Ghana Limited, Takwa Branch, supporting the GHI UMAT chapter in their campus activities. Currently, he works as a national service person with Goldfields Ghana Limited, Daman Mine. Additionally, he serves as the campus coordinator and social media manager for Youth in Engineering, a wing of the Ghana Institution of Engineering. He also serves on the Youth in Engineering, Operational and Publicity Committees. He is the founder of NEGOS HuB, an NGO dedicated to empowering young people and preparing them for a successful future. Additionally, he is the founder of NEGOS Creations, a sole proprietorship specializing in logo designs, professional flyers, letterheads, and business cards. As a self-motivated individual, he views challenges as platforms for growth, remaining resilient in every situation. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the gentleman of the moment, the founder, the master craftsman, the gentleman for whose vision we have convened here. He has a vision, he has a mission to empower his young folks and the youth for a thriving future. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Abednego Ehurin.
I've really enjoyed tonight's program, and I sincerely appreciate everyone's presence here this evening. It is of a great privilege for me to address the House on matters related to the NEGOS HuB. NEGOS HuB started as an idea, and through mentorship and coaching, it has become what we see today, thanks to my mentors and everyone who supported in making this idea a reality. NEGOS HuB is a non-governmental organization which has been registered and approved by the Registrar of Businesses names in Ghana. The HuB seeks to empower the younger ones and create platforms to ensure growth and development, just as our vision states, to empower young people for a thriving future. Also, the HuB is committed to making positive impact in the lives of people. It is our mission to cultivate the potential of young minds with love, respect, and integrity to foster growth for a harmonious society. Treating humans with dignity and being transparent in all our dealings is what we believe in and committed to do. Currently, the HuB has a membership of 100 plus people with different backgrounds, thanks to the team behind the HuB. As a HuB which believes in coaching and mentorship, we have on board 2 strong patrons who are well vested in the field of mentorship to guide and support the HuB. Officially, I hereby introduce to you Engineer Peter Adonteng and Madam Letitia Ohima Apia-Siyama as our patrons for the NEGOS HuB. Because we also believe in teamwork, I would like to also introduce the team behind what we see today. I hereby introduce to you Priscilla Bona, Aiken Nyako, Bisiu Nana Kwabna, Martin Kweku Anthony, Christiana Amwako, Benjamin Fianu, Benadiedu, and Richard Selby Atichu. Thank you all for believing in this vision and seeing beyond the present. Personally, I would like to take this opportunity to appreciate these individuals for their time and investment in me. Madam Patricia Kujo, Mr. Shadrach Ehurin, and Engineer Peter Adonteng. I sincerely appreciate all you've done for me and the HuB. Coming to a close of this speech, I urge everyone to have trust in the HuB and support us in all kinds. Our doors are opened to suggestions, partnerships, and even sponsorships. I believe that NEGOS HuB is more than a mere HuB. It is a beacon of opportunities, growth, and development. Personally, I have made a commitment to teaching any member of the HuB who is aspiring to be a graphic designer. Let's stay tuned as we unfold programs, both in person and virtual, which is aimed at making young people a better people. On this note, I hereby declare the NEGOS HuB officially launched today, 27th April 2024. Thank you all. God bless you.
Thank you too.
God bless
Thank you too.
God bless you, Mr. Abednego. Thank you. Angela.
Okay, so now we all heard from Miss Edna Frimpong, who is popularly known as the Shoemakergurl. from what I learned, she'll be launching a book very soon. So, Miss Edna, can you please tell us something brief about your book launch?
Thank you so much for the opportunity again. So, the Shoemakergurl, like I said, we don't need to be old, 100 years old before you can write a book. If you have the knowledge and you want the generation ahead of you or your generation to hear of it, you can share. And I believe that the youth, we are not just meant for TikTok or meant for just Instagram. Yes, we can also be part of decision-making bodies at the organizations and all that. And so the Shoemakergurl is basically about my experiences so far in the shoemaking industry, and then my journey from where to where I'm going and where I've reached, and how I was able to embrace my individuality and step into my own shoes. And then again, I've seen that society sometimes give us a template as to how success should look like. And sometimes if you're not in line with that template, you feel like you're giving up. You feel like you haven't reached anywhere. You feel like life has been unfair to you. But if you have your own template about how success may look like to you, you are not bothered when someone is going far or doing whatever he's doing. And so somebody's success might be a car, but yours might be the certificate or the school, and which is fine. So I have all that inside, and how I was able to leverage on a platform like LinkedIn to be able to be a top creator, do my thing, and still get clients. So I built a brand to a level where when you want shoe, you don't go to Instagram, you come to LinkedIn, because when you get to LinkedIn, there's a lady who sells shoe there and you will get it. All these things are found in the book. And my faith, God said, if you let man see me, there's nothing I can't do for you. And definitely you can take him out. And so this on the 18th of May at Yota Skill Hub. I think Yota is around the American Road after Papaya Junction, just the next junction, or Yota building is there. I think from 1 p.m. to 5. From 1 p.m. we start exactly to launch and to unveil that masterpiece to my generation. Yes, thank you.
Thank you too, beautiful. I would be there for the book launch. I don't know about you, but I think it will be a good idea if you go there as well. Now, I'll go straight to the vote of thanks, and we'll invite someone to give us a closing prayer. Good evening, everyone. As we draw to a close, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you who have joined us today for the official launch of NEGOS HuB. First and foremost, a big thank you to our esteemed guest speakers, Edna Frimpong and Engineer Peter Adonteng, for sharing your valuable insights and expertise with us. Your presentations have truly been enlightening and inspiring. I would also like to express our sincere gratitude to all the dignitaries in attendance. Your presence has added immense value to our event, and we are honored to have you here with us. A special word of thanks to Abednego Ehurin, our founder, for his vision, leadership, and dedication in bringing this initiative to fruition. To all participants that involved in today's launch, thank you for your active engagement and thoughtful contributions, especially during the question and answers session. Your questions have sparked insightful discussions and enriched our understanding of the topic at hand. Last but not least, a heartfelt thank you to the organizing team, volunteers, and sponsors who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make this event a success. Your hard work and commitment have not gone unnoticed. As we conclude this evening, let us carry forward the spirit of collaboration, innovation, and positive change that has been fostered here today. Together, we can make a meaningful difference in our communities and beyond. Thank you once again, and God bless you all.